Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
History usually moves, well, kind of like a glacier.
Right, yeah, very slowly.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
a border shifts maybe an inch over a century, or, a societal norm takes a whole generation to fade. It feels super gradual. Welcome to this custom deep dive, by the way.
Thanks. And, that gradual pace gives us this illusion of stability. We really like to believe the ground beneath us is, well, solid.
But then you look at today's mission for you. We're diving into this fascinating stack of historical articles about July 25th, and wow, suddenly that glacier just shatters.
It really does. The sources show the single date acting as a complete historical earthquake across multiple centuries. It forces us to just completely redraw lines we thought were permanent.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this, starting with physical limits. July 25, 1909, we've got French aviator Louis Blériot climbing into this super fragile monoplane, right?
Yes, and he crosses the English Channel in just 37 minutes.
Which is crazy. I mean, this wasn't just some flight. It was basically like evaporating England's protective moat literally overnight.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's like realizing your locked front door doesn't matter anymore
Yeah.
because someone just invented a ladder for the second-story window.
Exactly. And, that technological ladder quickly casts a much darker shadow. If you fast forward to July 25, 1946, you get Operation Crossroads.
Oh, the nuclear tests.
Right, specifically Test Baker. The U.S. detonated an underwater nuclear bomb at Bikini Atoll. They essentially weaponized the ocean itself.
Creating that terrifying supersonic, like, slick and cracked shockwave, right?
Yeah, it just crushed nearby ships. But what's truly terrifying in the sources is how little they understood the new physics they'd unleashed. They actually tried to scrub the radioactive target ships clean with just soap and lye.
Wait, really? Just soap? That completely misses how radiation works. I mean, you can't just wash it off like bacon grease on a frying pan.
Precisely. Radiation embeds into the material at the atomic level, so a surface level chemical like soap is just mechanically useless. They were basically applying old world solutions to this terrifying new reality.
Wow. And that sudden leap into a reality we aren't ready for, well, it happens with biology on this date,
Oh,
too.
definitely. July 25, 1978.
Right, the birth of Louise Brown, the world's first IVF baby. Wait, let me push back a bit here, or at least ask a question. We view IVF as a totally standard medical thing today, but didn't this instantly trigger massive ethical debates back then?
Oh, it's a massive wave of anxiety. Looking at the articles from 78, people genuinely feared coercion and genetic selection. It was this profound biological boundary crossed overnight.
Like the commodification of human life, basically.
Exactly. It forced humanity to confront a technology that fundamentally altered how we even think about creating life.
So we have these physical and biological breakthroughs, totally resetting our expectations.
Yeah.
But the sources show that exact same shock hitting culture and the economy.
Right. What's fascinating here is how the establishment gets jolted, like Bob Dylan going electric at the Newport Folk Festival.
On July 25, 1965, yeah.
Right. He totally shattered the acoustic purity his audience expected. And that sudden loss of assumed stability perfectly mirrors a much darker systemic jolt from the previous century.
The Panic of 1893.
Exactly.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting to me. The Panic of 1893 was triggered by the failure of the Erie Railroad on July 25th. But, I mean, how does one railroad failing trigger a massive bank panic?
It's a good question.
Was it just this psychological, random withdrawal panic by terrified depositors? Or, a real shock where banks were actually out of money?
Well, at the national level, it was a real shock. The railroad and silver industries legitimately collapsed.
Okay, so the money was actually gone.
In those sectors, yes. But locally, the mechanism was pure contagion. The railroad's failure shattered the illusion of financial security. So these perfectly solvent local banks went under simply because terrified people rushed to pull their cash out all at once.
So the fear itself became the financial ruin.
Exactly. Fear completely rewriting the rules. Which brings us to the political structures that July 25th is honestly absolutely ruthless toward.
Oh, for sure. Political paradigms definitely shifted. Like July 25, 1943, you have Italian dictator Benito Mussolini voted out by his own council and arrested.
And he accepted it with surprising meekness, according to the record.
Yeah, totally bizarre.
Yeah.
But the political history gets even more dense and honestly more complicated with Puerto Rico.
Yes, the date holds this really complex triple-layered significance there.
Right, let's trace this out. So on July 25, 1898, U.S. General Miles invaded, promising freedom but imposing military rule.
And then exactly 54 years later, on July 25, 1952, the Commonwealth Constitution was ratified.
Which established local self-government, right?
Right.
But it essentially fueled rather than settled the ongoing debates about their territorial status.
Correct. And keeping strictly to what the sources provide and remaining totally impartial here, you clearly see this intense ongoing struggle over sovereignty and political identity.
Because the history doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't. Because then, on July 25, 1978, you have the tragic Cerro Maravilla incident. 2 unarmed pro-independence activists were killed by police in a mountain ambush.
Which eventually unraveled into massive cover-ups and, like, really intense hearings regarding state-sponsored violence.
Yeah.
It's wild how a single date acts as a lightning rod for an entire society's political evolution.
It really is. The documents just consistently reflect these massive struggles over justice and identity.
So why should this matter to you, listening to this deep dive? It's a stark reminder that the systems we rely on, I mean, our national borders, our biology, our political structures, they can all be completely rewritten in a single day.
Yeah, things change incredibly fast. And there's one more detail in the sources that offers a pretty provocative lens on all of this.
Right, the religious connection.
Yes, July 25th is also the Feast of St. James. It's a traditional day of religious pilgrimage where millions have walked the Camino de Santiago searching for meaning.
I really love this idea. Perhaps all these chaotic historical shifts, I mean, the broken borders, the financial panics, the political falls, they're just humanity walking its own unpredictable Camino.
Exactly, just constantly searching for a new normal.
Well, I think we're standing on a slow, stable glacier, but really, we're all just pilgrims on a road that can shatter and change direction overnight. Keep your eyes open.
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments, what would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.